All right, we are back again. Sunday, March 15th, day 4 of unemployment. It's a Sunday night, and I don't dread tomorrow, so it's a good day. I was watching a little bit of the World Baseball Classic. It's still on, but I just wanted to get this out of the way. Not out of the way, but I was, you know, um, interested in making video. I didn't really do too much today. Um, Went to the gym, made myself all my meals, cooked myself breakfast, which was just eggs and toast um, on a sandwich. Lunch was chicken nuggets. and dinner was pasta and meat sauce, which was pretty good. The protein pasta. Gym was kind of a lazy workout, but it was like every time I went to go use a machine, it was like being used, and it happened 3 times. And after the third, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Like this is pissing me off. Like I'll just go during peak unemployment hours tomorrow. I worked on these questions that, if you don't know, there's this guy on Twitter. I think his handles like the beauty of sass or something like that, and I'm part of his newsletter. So he sent out like 14 questions, um, around what just things to ask yourself, and some of them are like, what is the one thing you are avoiding? You know, um, what will I be like? Will I regret not doing something in the future? What would I do if money weren't a problem? Just like trying to get through some things on just like where I'm trying to see myself at right now. Read another chapter of Psycho Cybernetics. It's a super quick read. Like I really could have read more, but I got caught fucking doom scrolling Twitter as such happens. I have so many preventative measures for doom scrolling Twitter, and I still catch myself doom scrolling Twitter. It's really not okay. And I watched some video on the of the Freemasons apparently, and why they don't like to nut. So unemployment's going well. I mean, nutting is bad for you objectively. There's all the studies that show like when you watch porn, it's like the same thing as watching like or doing cocaine. Not that I would know how to do that either, but like the whole thing, I do think there is some merit to not jacking off. Like I do think when you do it, you definitely feel more confident and you have more energy. There's even like just the testosterone studies where your testosterone will shoot up like 140% in 7 days if you don't. But that shit is like a plague, I feel like, to everyone around our age. Like, fuck it, I'll just tell it. Like, I was jacking off before I could even, like, where I was nutting. I'm like, shit was coming out. Like, I was like 10 or 11 years old. I went to a Catholic grammar school and high school, but went to a Catholic grammar school where, if you don't know, like what CCD is, that's where people who go to public school will go to like a Catholic school to go be taught essentially like Catholicism. But we weren't part of that because we went to that school, so we didn't have to do it. So we would get let out early, and we would go to one of my friend's house who lived close to the school. We would go play tackle football. We were like fifth, sixth grade, and that was the first place where I'd ever had been exposed to the hub. Was at one of those after school football games. Probably like I was either 10 or 11. Terrible, really fucking terrible how that's just so readily available. I today also I what else did I really do? I didn't really do too much. I mean, I talked to ChatGPT around trying to figure out where I should move to next. I think I want to move to. I either want to. I mean, I don't really know what I want to do. My dad's not feeling great. Sort of move out of where I'm at is probably not the smartest idea, but my rent is just really high, and I don't really have any friends here, so it's kind of like retarded for me to stay here. But I was thinking about going to Florida, but and like going to like Pompano Beach area. But I really don't fuck with the heat, and I think it's gonna be so hot there all the time. And I really like to snowboard, so not being able to do that would suck. And the real estate pricing there is not as great as I would want it to be. So the other option is going to like Columbus, like where Ohio State is, um, because you can get into like multifamily rentals and whatnot. So trying to figure out like a way to do some cold calling work because that's like the only skill I have. Like I don't really have any skills, you know what I mean? Like I can't. I mean, I guess everyone can code now because of Claude, but like I don't have like any real skills to go with code, and I don't know how to fucking work with my hands. And I wouldn't even want to do that. I mean, I think I've gone into that in other videos, but not really too much else. I mean, trying to refrain from the nutting, going to bars. It is kind of weird to like be a Sunday night and like not really know what I'm doing tomorrow. You know, I'm trying to. Um, I would like, but my only current goal in life is benching 225, and I'm at like 170 right now. So I'm 24. I'll turn 25 in the beginning of September, and my goal is to hit 225 in that time. So that's what, like, I have like 5.5 months around, a little bit over 5.5 months to try to hit 225. Was going through some of my old books too. I didn't go to church today actually. I usually do go to church. I usually go to 7 o'clock mass, but the last mass we were at, they like pulled out a TV in the middle of the mass to like ask people for money, and I was just like, this is just like so. I mean, I can go get my Bible, but like I just like so not. I feel like right to be asking in the middle of church for that and like stopping the procession. And then when they were done with the Eucharist, they had more announcements to make, and like I just left because and a lot of people did too. Just like this is like what are you doing here? You know what I mean? You're like getting up here and bringing a TV and like showing us a YouTube video, which just kind of strange. And I don't necessarily I do believe in all that stuff, but I don't really like mess with the Catholic Church like that. If for anyone who doesn't, my one biggest gripe is I might have gone into this already, but I don't know. There's a portion in it in the beginning of it where it's like through my faults, through my faults, through my most grievous faults, and it's like putting so much blame and onus on yourself, and you can like literally feel like you're like shrinking, you're contracting, but you're just doing your best and like trying to like put things as doing things as like your fault is just it's just not great. I have to reread some books though. I really need to reread Outwitting the Devil. That's a really good book. Um, and I probably need to reread some David Hawkins stuff. But I don't really have like too much else to say. I don't know why I even made this channel, but I kind of enjoy it, and I have 2 subscribers now. So thank you for the 2 subscribers. Thank you for the comments. Um, I have my. This is also a Beauty of Sass thing. He has like a mindset rewriting workbook. So there's a portion in the back of it here where I try to read this multiple times a day. Where I read it out loud and say that I'm about to walk into the most abundant period of my life. I naturally attract good fortune, and I am wealthy in more ways than one. I give myself permission to prosper, and I have the power to build the life that I desire. So this is a lot of stuff like similar to the book, where it's all around rewiring. You know what you think you're capable of, what you think you're allowing yourself to have, using the universe for good and not for bad. I'm not saying the universe is doing anything bad, but the universe is specifically there's a the universe is giving you exactly what you want, even if it's subconsciously. That's one portion of Outwitting the Devil where I'm just gonna go get the fucking book. I know where it is. Give me 1 second. I am back. I've actually brought 2 books with me. One of them is the Bible, and one of them is this. So there's a portion of it. So this book reads like a Chat GPT prompt log kind of, where Napoleon Hill, he essentially um, talks around how you can take it with a grain of salt, but he's essentially saying he's talking to the devil, right? And there is a whole thing in here around like hypnotic rhythm, which is really just that you can either be hypnotically rhythm where you're saying stuff like this, where you're believing in the fact that like you're gonna be abundantly prosper, or you can just like get kind of bogged down. I was just reading this the other day. I literally just read this the other day, and I tried to remember what page it's on, but it is. Um, I need to actually like reread this book fully. Now that I have the time, it's not like I really have anything else going on in my fucking life. Uh, hmm. But a lot of it. Oh come on, dude. This is gonna piss me off. I can't find it. I can't. It's not like anyone's gonna. Well, maybe it will. If people watch this. Who knows? I mean, I had a couple people, but I really just do this because I'm kind of insane. You know what I mean? I mean, how can you not be insane in today's day and age? Please. Oh, okay. So this is where the dude, Napoleon Hill, he starts talking about prayer, right? Um, and essentially, there, Napoleon Hill acts a devil, and he goes and says that the majority of people who pray go to prayer only after everything else fails them. Naturally, they go where with their minds filled with fear that their prayers will not be answered, while their fears are realized. The person who goes to prayer with definitiveness of purpose and faith in the attainment of that purpose puts into motion the laws of nature, which transmute one's dominating desires into their physical equivalent. That is all there is to prayer. One form of prayer is negative and brings only negative results. One form is positive and brings definitive positive results. Can anything be more simple? People who whine and beg God to assume responsibility for all their troubles and provide them with all the necessities and luxuries of life are too lazy to create what they want and translate it into existence through the power of their own minds. When you hear a person praying for something that he should procure through his own efforts, you may be sure you are listening to a drifter. Infinite intelligence favors only those who understand and adapt themselves to her laws. She makes no discrimination because of fine character or pleasing personality. These things help people negotiate their way through life more harmoniously with one another, but the source from which prayer is answered is not impressed by fine feathers. Nature's laws know what you want, adapt yourself to my laws, and you shall have it. But then Napoleon Hill asked, is that harmonized with the teachings of Christ? And the devil then responds perfectly. Also, it harmonized with all teachings of all truly great philosophers. So, the good thing about asking, is, like, does Christ agree? Is you can have, like, what he says, right? So if you pull up your handy dandy Bible, and you go to Matthew 7:7, it will actually say, the answer to prayers, and it says, ask and it will be given to you, seek and you will find, knock and the door will be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, the one who seeks finds, to the one who knocks the door will be opened. So it's kind of saying the same exact thing, where it's saying, like, oh, I'm not going to be able to find it again. But that last passage, you can go back where he says, like, know what you want and go after it, right? But before Jesus says that in Matthew 6, the end of Matthew 6, it says, if God so clothes the grass of the field which grows today and is thrown into the oven tomorrow, will he not much more provide for you, O you of little faith? So do not worry and say, what are we to eat, or what are we to drink, or what are we to wear? All these things the pagans seek. Your heavenly Father knows that you need them all. But first seek the kingdom of God and give his righteousness, and all these things will be given you besides. Do not worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow will take care of itself. Sufficient for a day is its own evil. And I just love those two passages and how one is right before the next, because in one it's telling you to, like, the one that was just read is to just, like, have complete faith in God to give you everything that you need, not worrying about tomorrow because tomorrow has its own problems, but still at the same time, like, asking and searching and knocking, and, like, if you're like, you can't just ask, you also have to go and search, and you have to go and knock, so you have to go and row the boat and put the effort in order to get what you want, but you have to fully believe it's going to happen no matter what. Even when you come across trials and tribulations and you lose your job or you don't really see a way forward, you have to still hold in your mind, like, what you want and what you're going to be able to get out of this. But yeah, that's how insane I am. I hope someone can find value in that. Like, if like these two books, I mean, obviously the Bible is great too, but these two are really great. And then David Hawkins, Letting Go, those three are really good. I would say I open up those books the most frequently. This one has to be fully digested again, especially in this times. But that is my day 4 of unemployment. I hope someone out there in this universe, in this world, found that to be useful. God bless, and have a great week.